It is no longer news that the Chief of Global Football Development, Mr. Arsene Wenger, has come out to say that the Super Eagle of Nigeria is one of the best teams in the world. However, this team has really underachieved. What could be the reason behind this? This is exactly what we'll be discussing this wonderful afternoon. Do stay with us.
عليك يا أوزوهو من توماس بارتي. توماس والاستلام قوية الكبير. توماس العرضية باتجاه أوسمين رأسية. لوكمان تحت نيجيريا عادت في الجهة اليمين عرضية إلى الأمام من جديد. كرات نيجيريا كلها.
Welcome back from that short break. And of course, I have an amazing gentleman right here in the studio. Of course, on my right, I have Mr. Awel. And of course, he's not the only one right here. I also have Mr. Bate Barina right here. So we have a lot to talk about, but basically, we will limit our discussion to the reason why the Super Eagle of Nigeria, being one of the best teams in Africa, according to Arsene Wenger, yet has also underachieved. Let me come to you, Albert. What do you think could possibly be the reason why the Super Eagle of Nigeria has underachieved over the years?
Okay, I will look at two factors. Number one, coaching. Number two, facilities. So let me begin with facilities. If you look at the pitch of play in this part of the world, compare that to what these players play on in their various club sites. You know, there is that golf in class. You can't compare. But here in Nigeria, we don't have those facilities. We would have them. Of course, we've hosted World Cups. You know, 2009 Under 17 World Cup we hosted in Nigeria. We had those up to standard pitches, but maintenance culture seems to be the problem. We don't have the maintenance culture to maintain some of those facilities, even if when they are installed in Nigeria. So facility is one of those things as a player.
All right. So to you, basically, the challenge has to do with the facility, and then it ought to be upgraded to be able to meet up with the global standard.
Yeah, and also my second point, coaching. The caliber of coaches we appoint for the Super Eagles that are not up to standard. Like, I'm not against the federation, the NFF, going to appoint foreign coaches. But if you are going to appoint foreign coaches, appoint the best of the best. I know that we don't have the money to pay some of them because, as we speak right now, the Nigerian Football Federation has coming with money. Even the current coach had to take pay for him to sign a new contract or for him to renew his contract. So if you don't have money, come back to Nigeria. Look, make do with what we have.
Okay.
There are some indigenous coaches in Nigeria that you can actually appoint. Give them time. Time is also another factor.
Yeah.
Not having a coach today, tomorrow you are sacking that coach. For next tomorrow you are signing a 1-year contract. The other day you are signing a 6-month contract. If you have
Okay,
a coach, you don't have that longevity.
Yeah.
The manager, so that the manager will have time to build a team.
Yeah, thank you very much for your thought. I think it's quite good because you cannot do it all when you don't have the machinery. Talking about the manager that could possibly come in to be able to take care of the team and then prepare them for the competition as it were. Is there any other challenges you think is actually confronting the Super Eagle at the moment?
We all know the Super Eagles are the giant of Africa, but they have a whole lot of problems. I think I'll mention just two factors. Number one is the NFF. They are one key problem that the Super Eagles have. And number two is the players themselves. We saw a game, a World Cup game. Nigeria is supposed to win that game and qualify. And we saw a certain
Yakubu
Ayebe.
Don't want to forgive that.
No. Oh wait, we don't want to forgive him.
In this part of the world, we have unforgiving spirit.
No, oh well, hold on. Yakubu Ayebe, I say it's going down to the player coming to the players. Yakubu Ayebe, you have an empty net. Why not score that goal and Nigeria progress to the next stage of the competition? Who knows that if Nigeria might have qualified to the next and scored that goal, qualified to the next, and Nigeria would have gone far in the World Cup. 2010 World Cup, and you see Nigeria crash out because he missed a glorious chance that would have written the name of Nigeria in gold, and also his name, also Yakubu Ayebe. That's another point. Now, let's look at the NFF. The NFF, for me, I think is the major problem of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Number one, they don't know how to manage the players. They don't know how to manage the coaches. And sometimes they give him the name of player that the coach will invite for international tournaments in the right setting. It's not supposed to The coach allow him do his own job so that when he fails, we know that this coach has failed. But hell no, because I am the NFL president, but and my younger brother is playing in maybe one of the teams in Nigeria. I will now tell the coach, well, my brother need to be on that team. No, it's not up to me. So if my brother is doing well, the coach will see, because the coaches that the coach that is in charge of Super Eagles come to Nigeria and watch the Nigerian Premier League. So I think NFF and the players are one of the two factors. These two factors is affecting the Super Eagles for not achieving much, despite the numerous talent we have in the country.
All right, I think you would have a point, because when you looked at the way it's been, we've had issues like that in the NFF, where those who are in charge of the administration are the ones suggesting players to be invited, and not only that, the players themselves, the commitment, is it really there as it is in other national team? Okay, so that being said, briefly on a very quick note, let's look at what are the possible way out of this menace that we are in, because it's really a huge challenge to us. Well, in a very brief way, what are the possible way out?
Okay, the possible way out is NFL should leave politics out of football administration. Let's leave politics. Let's leave sentiment out of football administration. Let's leave tribe. Let's leave nepotism out of. Let's leave favoritism out of football. Football administration. Let's go with an objective mindset. In terms of inviting players, in terms of appointment of coaches. It's not a quota system. This is not a federal character. The appointment of coaches in the NFL, you see them keep recycling some coaches.
Exactly my point. I was actually coming to that. I think you've made your point very clear. That is very good. Of course, politics should be kept away from football. That way we'll be able to run the system smoothly. And then to you, Bate, a very quick one. How do we get out of this water that we are in?
Well, the way out of this water is that anytime you wear the green, white, green jerseys, go there and do your best. We have seen players wear their country jersey and they put in all their best, and you see them come out glorious. You see some of these players look as if it is their own right to come and play for the Super Eagles. No, it's not your right. You have the privilege. So showcase, keep putting that dying spirit. We are seeing players that wear the green, white, green jerseys, the likes of Austin J.J. Okocha, Kanu Wampo, Victor Osimhen currently. Sunday Mbada have one chance to play for the Super Eagles under Steve Keshi. He did his best, and that year Nigeria won the nation cup. So the players of the Super Eagles should put in that dying spirit. Let me do it. Let me play like any game you play for the Super Eagles, play as if you're playing a cup final.
Yeah, I think these points are very valid anytime, any day, because for there to be an optimum performance within the team, then the players themselves have to be committed to the cause. And of course, those who are in charge of the administration does have their part to play. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to the show, Mr.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. We are here to serve the people.
Of course, and Abate, it's nice doing
always
this.
Nice doing this with you.
Thank you very much for coming around. And then, ladies and gentlemen that are actually watching us out there, please do not forget to like this video, comment on this video, drop it on YouTube. The handle is Sporting Vibes. Follow us for more amazing content. Thank you very much for joining us today.
See you. Have a nice time.